Hi, welcome to GRVOTV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. I'm doing a little review here on a new lens which I've got, which is the Panasonic Lumix 45 to 150 HD GRVO Mega OIS lens, which is an f4 to f5.6 variable aperture zoom. Just briefly on the construction, it's got a metal mount which is nice on the rear, a 52mm filter thread size on the front, which is a nice standard filter. We've all got filters for that size, so like my 50mm 1.8, it's got the same size as that, a couple of the lenses, so I've already got ND filters and like circular polarizing filters for it, which is pretty much all I use really. I don't have a UV filter on, as you'll know. I don't have UV filters on any of my lenses, and you can look at my other videos if you want to know why. So just quickly, 45 to 150, it's a nice range because this is a half size micro four thirds sensor. You double it up, so it's an equivalent 35mm, if you're into that sort of thing, is a 90 to 150. So this is a lovely lens for achieving really nice compression if you're doing things like portraits and stuff. It's a great range for anything really, kids. I took it to the zoo, stuff like that. It's a really nice, useful range. Couple that with the kit lens, which is, I have the 14 to 42 Vario lens, which is a lovely tiny little lens. This complete package here does pretty much everything I'm really ever going to need. I'm not really into fisheye and ultra wide, so this is certainly wide enough for me, and it's long enough for me. So I'm quite happy with that. Closest focusing distance on that lens is 3 foot, which is nice because so you can zoom in and get some reasonable sort of macro looking shots. Sharpness throughout the range seems pretty good. You know, I shoot this mostly at between 5.6 and f8, so the focusing's always pretty sharp across the whole image. Yes, I know it's not an f2.8 lens, and I would love to have the 2.8 sort of version, which I think is a 35 to 100, which is equivalent to 70 to 200 2.8, but it's nearly £1,000. Now, as I say, yeah, I'd love it, and if you've got the money, the 2.8 is going to be beautiful, but literally I can't afford that. So sometimes you have to push your ISO up a little bit. The image stabilization on this is insane, and I still 100% stand behind the fact that image stabilization in lenses is better than in body at the moment. I think the Olympuses are getting pretty close now with their image stabilization in body, but the image stabilizing in this lens is stupidly good. I mean, I've got a picture which I'll take up of a tractor, and I was deliberately doing this. I think I set it to like f8, and I took it at about 1/6 of a second, and it took me 2 shots to get a sharp image at 1/6 of a second. I mean, at 80mm, so on this that would be 160. So really I should have been shooting at about 160 to 200th of a second, and I was shooting at 1/6 of a second, and I got a steady shot. That's how good the image stabilization is in these lenses. It's terrific. Now, just quickly, they do a 45, I think, to 175 and a 45 to 200, but these are all big chunky lenses. This is the smallest, the lightest lens in the sort of zoom, the affordable zoom range for the Lumix system, and I think it suits. I've got the GX1 here, obviously. It suits the camera really well. The weight is lovely, it's nice to hold. It hasn't got the power zoom, which the 45 to 175 is a power zoom, so if you wanted it for video, that would be the one to go for, although it is a bit bigger. It's unlikely that I'm going to use this for video, and if I do, I don't tend to zoom while I'm videoing anyway. I will recompose, cut and do the video like that, so it's not an issue for me, and I can always pop on this one if I want to do a bit of smooth zoom in for video. Now, the zoom ring itself is lovely and smooth. It's beautiful, and I would call that almost creamy smooth. Now, bear in mind, this is only a plastic lens and it's lightweight. it does have an air of quality about it. Nice finish, a nice knurled zoom ring, and that's lovely. The other thing I like about it is the manual focus ring. That is absolutely creamy smooth and beautifully damped. Now, whilst manually focusing with this camera is not the easiest thing in the world to do, you do get like the when you start zooming, the image magnifies on the screen or in the viewfinder, so it is possible. And with that lovely smooth focusing ring, it does make it a lot easier, to be fair, and I find that easier than this one, which has the focus in just the lever, which I don't like at all. But then on that lens, to be honest, I very rarely use it, to be honest, because one thing I will say about this camera, and with both of these lenses, the autofocus is insanely good. It is just terrific. It's fast, it's snappy, it locks on well. It is absolutely stunning in my opinion. As you can probably hear from the way I'm talking, just a note on the GX1, it is a fantastic camera. I still love it, and I will do a video as well comparing this to the new GX7, and I'll give you my thoughts on the GX7, which I've had a play with, but unfortunately I haven't got one to review. So there you go, that's my quick review on the Panasonic Lumix 45-150 HD. A lovely lens, lovely image stabilization. It matches the 14-42 absolutely brilliantly. It gives you a great range. And for instance, I'm going away on holiday to Rome, and with these two lenses in this camera, I'm going to I might change my mind at the last minute, I can't guarantee it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave the big camera, the SLR, at home and just take this, and I'm confident that I will get the images that I want out of this on the trip. So there you go. I'm going to throw up just a couple of pictures. I haven't taken that many with it. I've done lots of test shots, but they're not very interesting. But I've got a couple of pictures I'll just throw up, the one of the tractor and a couple more, just to show you what this lens can do. Anyway, this is GRVOTV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. I'll see you soon. Bye.